Hello everybody, I am Attila Tanner. Welcome to a brand new video of NextEra. I hope you're all doing well. It's been 2 weeks since the last video, so it's time for an update. Today we're going to talk about mergers and acquisitions, and then we're going to look at the highlights, and then we're going to go over the regular reporting. So let's start with the mergers and acquisitions. Last time, 3 months ago, we talked about Activision, so that deal worked out with Microsoft. So that was a successful one. Horizon Therapeutic as well. That deal happened as well, so that was good. One thing that did not happen was Taiwan Semi. So Intel backed out from the purchase, and so that deal closed. But we're going to look at the other 8 companies that we are following at the moment and see what's happening with them. First one up is Vmware. So Broadcom wants to get them, maybe to even end of October if China approves. And the deal is twofold. It's going to be either $142.50 for each VMware, but if you notice, the VMware is actually trading higher than that. So the reason for it is that half of the shares will be with cash, $142.50. The other half will be by getting Broadcom shares, which is about a quarter of a Broadcom share, which is valued slightly over $200. So something in between will be the real answer. So maybe there will be a 30-39% upside. We don't know. We shall see. Saegen is as well also another company that Pfizer wants to close and get for $229. This represents a 6% upside and supposed to close end of Q4. Manchester United, this deal is definitely not a done deal. There was two parties who wanted to get it. One backed out, one is left, and the party who's left is not for sure certain to get all of it, maybe just a minority stake. But whatever they're paying for that minority share gives the stock price to be around $35, and that represents about doubling the current value for it from current levels. But it doesn't mean it's going to be that high. So quite a large uncertainty around the Manchester United. iRobot, Amazon wants to get them in Q4 for $51.75 if all the approvals comes in. It's supposed to close end of this year. If it happens, it's 47% upside. All right, other companies, Amedisys, United Health wants to get them in Q1 for $101. That represents about a 10% upside. Albertson, Kroger wants to get them for $27.25 plus a dividend payout that will happen before in Q1. It represents about 24% upside if it happens. Consolidated, they want to go private and for $4.70. That represents about 16% upside from current trading levels, but the closing is supposed to be in Q1 2025, so it's over a year from today's date. Splunk, Cisco wants to get them for $157 in about a year, Q3 of 2024. So it's an upside of about 6%. All right, that was all the mergers and acquisition. And in 3 months' time, I'm going to revisit and we will see what has happened, not happened, or if there is any new mergers happening. All right, let's look at the highlights. Here are some companies that recently reported. So American Express reported 13% year-over-year sales growth. Target rate for them is $168, so there's an upside for them. Goldman Sachs reported a -1 or 1% decline year-over-year. Target rate for them is $349, which is increased from previously. So there is an upside for Goldman. HDFC Bank, they reported an impressive 67% year-over-year sales growth. So our target rate also followed higher to $98. So there is a good upside for HDFC Bank. Morgan Stanley reported a modest 2% year-over-year sales growth. Target rate for them has been increased to $86. So there is an upside for Morgan Stanley. All right, let's look at other companies that reported recently. Netflix reported 8% year-over-year sales growth. Target rate for them has been lowered to $395, and they're trading around that level. Procter & Gamble reported a 6% year-over-year sales growth. Target rate for them has been increased to $166, and there is an upside for Procter & Gamble. Tesla, they reported a 9% year-over-year sales growth. Target rate for them has been lowered to $211, and they're trading around that level at the moment. Walgreens reported as well a 9% year-over-year sales growth. Target rate for them has been lowered to $29, but there's an upside for Walgreens. All right, that was the highlights. Now let's go into the regular reporting. We're gonna US market. We start with the value stocks there. ExxonMobil moves up to spot number 1. JP Morgan moves up to spot number 2. And Tencent is a newcomer on spot number 3. They have a $354 billion market cap with a price to earning of 13. Taiwan Semiconductor, who was in the list, is out from top 3. Dividends in the US market. Verizon is number 1. AT&T is number 2. And 3M re-enters the list on spot number 3. US Bancorp moves out from top 3. Growth stocks in the US market. This is more comparing sales growth with stock price growth. So it's kind of a relation between the two. So those ones are more attractive, I would say. So Rivian is number 1. NextEra Energy is number 2. And Li Auto is number 3. On the bottom of that list is what I consider pricey, meaning that the price is growing faster or the sales are declining faster. So Xpeng is number 1. Nvidia is here as well, spot number 2, mainly because they have a high price to sale ratio because we penalize in that in the formulas. Meta is a newcomer in spot number 3, so their sales was 11% and the stock price almost doubled, 95% year over year. Moderna, who was in the list, is out from top 3. So that concludes the US. Let's go into the Canadian market. We start with the value stocks there. Royal Bank is number 1. TD Bank is number 2, and Canadian National Resources is number 3. In the dividends, in the Canada, Tourmaline Oil is number 1, moves up to the first spot. Algonquin Power and Utilities moves up to spot number 2, and Enbridge enters the list on spot number 3. TransAlta Renewables, who was in the list, is out from top 3 since they kind of merged with their parent company, TransAlta. Growth stocks in the Canadian market. Nuvei is number 1, TELUS International is number 2, and Orbi Global is number 3. Pricey ones in the Canadian market. Great-West Lifeco is number 1. Meg Energy moves up to spot number 2, and we have a newcomer in spot number 3, Baytex Energy. So they had a sales decline of 30%, while the stock price was going down 4% year over year. Cenovus Energy was in the list before, is out from top 3. All right, this concludes the report for this time. Thank you so much for watching. If you like those videos, please like and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next video, hopefully in 2 weeks' time. Meanwhile, you can follow me on NextStockYT on X, and I will post whenever there's a new earnings for a company that might be of interest. Always gather a lot of information before jumping ahead purchasing stocks. And why not sign up for Momo? Check out in the show notes and sign up with them. All right, until next time, bye-bye.